And I love Shannon.
We're back. We're back.
There we go. Okay, so as I was saying earlier, we are now going to you, George.
Yes, and my movie is Moana.
For generations, this peaceful island has been home to our family. But beyond our reef, a great danger is coming. Legend tells of a hero who will journey to find the demigod Maui. And together, they will save us all.
Maui.
A boat! A boat!
Maui, shapeshifter, demigod of the wind and sea. I am
Hero of men.
What?
It's actually Maui, shapeshifter, demigod of the wind and sea, hero of men. I interrupted from the top. Hero of men. Go. I'm not going on a mission with some little girl.
This is my canoe, and you will journey to different.
Did not see that coming.
The ocean is a friend of mine.
First, we've got to go through a whole ocean of bad. Kakamora.
Kako, what? They're kinda cute.
Moana! I got your back. It's Maui time! Really? Blow dart in my butt cheek.
And we're back.
Everybody thought, you know what I mean? It's like it just goes past generations. Oh, I'm sorry.
Moana. We're talking during the trailer here.
Yeah, okay, so George.
Okay, good. Yeah, Moana. That's my movie. I love this movie. I'm one of the few people who likes animation. In the bunch here, and I would just watch. I've watched so many animated films. Now, with the exception of the Japanese anime movies that I've seen, I would say Moana is my favorite American animated film. I really enjoy Saw, but when I saw this movie, I was like, oh, I just love this movie. It reminded me a little bit of Let's Go to Me. It reminded me a little bit of World Rider. I goes World Rider with singing. It's kind of similar stories.
Kind of
Yeah.
up.
So yes. So basically, it's a young girl who's she's her family's royalty in I forgot some island is in Polynesia, like Moatu, whatever.
Isn't it Hawaii?
Is it Hawaii? No, it's not. It's not island. So
it's almost a fictional land.
yeah,
I think.
like a fictional Polynesian island, and she always feels that the ocean calls her, and you see early in the movie as she's a toddler, a baby, and she's walking through the ocean grabbing these shells, and the ocean just moves for her. Like she's already connected to the ocean, so and she feels the call, and actually her grandmother too. Her grandmother feels the call from the ocean as well. Now the tribe, they have decided that they're gonna create this, a great, life where nobody leaves the island. We farm, we do everything, we take care of each other, but nobody leaves. That's the thing. One rule: nobody leaves the island because it's scary out there. And I think that a lot of times Disney movies they give you the message: it's scary out there. Don't go out there. But the ocean calls her. She's such an adventurer, and she wants to travel beyond. And also they feel that they've been cursed because of this particular god Maui, demigod Maui, who brought a curse to, I was saying, maybe all the Polynesian people. So she eventually travels. She's like, screw it, and she goes beyond. She sails beyond the island with her grandmother's blessing, who is the only one that understands her, she shows her the history of the people, and she meets up with this demigod, who's Maui, who's played by The Rock, who's so funny, and that character is just so funny, and he did such a great job. And then and then they go on the adventure trying to I don't want to get any spoilers, but figure out why. There's also a thing where the island, suddenly the food is dying, the crop is
I think
going
that
bad.
she wants to go beyond.
So
isn't
she wants to go beyond to find out why is the fish are bad. There's no fish. The crop is bad, but she wants to go beyond to find out what's out there. Maybe we can find something else to to farm or make it better for the island. But no, we don't. We never venture out. So, and that's the whole movie. It's just her adventure, venturing out, and then she meets the demigod, and then you find out what's going on, why things are happening, and why they happen, and then what you need to do to make it better. I love the movie. I love the music. I was, Lin-Manuel Miranda was one of the writers in it. And actually can tell which songs are his because he has a particular style. And but you know what can I say about this movie except you're welcome. No. That's such a the only I saw In the Heights, and I can barely remember some of the songs for that, but Moana I remember the songs. Hamilton I remember the songs. So
interesting. Okay.
But it's just such a great movie. And the movie also broke a lot of ground in animation in terms of certain things like the water. That's the most realistic water you've seen. It's just where sometimes you think, oh my God, that could be a shot of Polynesia, the ocean, the island. So it's just amazing graphic. And me as an artist too, it's just like I really appreciate great animation, and that's why I love Soul too, and Japanese anime. But yeah, I really love this movie. I love the message. I love the and again, it's a classic Disney movie about young girl gonna make like Frozen or the one with the Brave, So yeah, it's a similar story, but they just do it so well. And I'll tell you, this movie again, you're like, no. But yeah, I love this movie. I've seen it so many times.
Okay, so when Disney is good, it's really good. I mean, they just do it so well. I wasn't looking forward to seeing this movie because I'm not. I keep calling it anime, but it's not animated animation. Yeah, it's love the visuals, love the music, love the relationship between Maui and Moana. That was great. It was they're very antagonistic, but they're both really kind of funny. She's very plucky, and he's kind of funny. So
he's so funny.
And is Dwayne Johnson the most likable person in the whole world? It's like, oh my God. I really appreciated that it was not a romantic movie. They have an interconnection, but it's not that kind of a connection, which I really loved, which is kind of unusual in a Disney movie, actually. Mm-hmm. Also, they didn't overdo the girl power thing. She's very plucky. You know what I mean? So it was kind of like, well, she's not like, oh, these bad things are happening to me. She's like, no, why can't we go out? I believe they didn't have any fish. And so she's like, no, we used to be seamen. We used to be, we used to be voyagers, right? And so it's more like that than any kind of victimhood going on there. And she confronts Maui just eye to eye, It's like, it's funny. Love the movie. Almost I wish I had a young child so that I would be forced to watch it. They want to watch things again and again, like the mermaid one. But it was like...
I can watch that again and again.
Yeah. Oh, maybe I do have a child. There we go. Okay, so that's me. Now you.
Yeah, no, I agree. Oddly enough, I was telling them that I had... at work, we were celebrating Asian and Pacific Islander Month, and they were showing this movie, so we happened to be able to watch some of the movie. But I had seen the movie before, and I had liked it. And when I was in Hawaii a couple of years ago, I did crack up because what made big news over in Hawaii was the fact that they were going to record it, do a soundtrack in Hawaiian. And this Auli'i Cravalho, who plays Moana, she was a native, so she could speak Hawaiian. So she was going to adapt it as well, and they were really sort of, it showed their pride with that. So I thought that's one good thing that came out of the movie, because that's sort of what the movie, I think, is about a certain kind of having pride in your family and in your culture.
Are you from Hawaii?
Well, my parents were born in Hawaii. They're Japanese, but they were born in Hawaii.
Okay.
So what's funny for me was the fact that Maui, at the beginning, they tell the legend how Maui steals a stone from Tafiti, who basically is the creator of the islands and everything, is this beautiful, green, lush thing. He steals her stone, and she becomes demonic, basically, and a destroyer of
That was
things.
amazing.
Right.
That you didn't get that till later on. But that was amazing.
Yeah.
And so but the thing is, Moana is in possession, like George was mentioning, how the sea gives her the stone, basically giving her mission, and it's her grandmother who tells her what this means. Said, first of all, no, you have connection to the sea because her grandmother had the same connection.
Yes.
But saying, if you want, and as you were saying that when all the greenery starts dying and stuff, it's like, okay, something's going on. We have to try to fix everything. The grandmother tells her, well, you have to find Maui because Maui's the one who stole it. He got cursed and put on an island. So you have to first find him, and then he can help you sort of restore order to the world in a way. And what's funny is the fact that he is just a goofball who has fun. He got the stone. He lost it. No big deal to him. I'm just going to go have fun.
Because I'm a demigod.
Right. And again, another thing you brought up was the thing about the voyaging culture. That the fact at one point she finds a cave with all these ships in it. And to which her father actually destroys, saying, no, you cannot go out there. And in a way, he's showing, no, we have this island. It has provided for us for very well. We don't need anything else, So it was really an odd thing because I thought, no, that's the whole thing about the Polynesians is they were travelers. The people from those Polynesian islands who went to Hawaii, for example. One thing I never knew until I saw a documentary like 5 years ago that the Hawaiian island chain is the most remote island chain in the world.
Wow.
Meaning there's nothing around it. And it's true, there is nothing around it.
That's true.
So to know that people from, say, Samoa, Tahiti, and even like Australia, New Zealand area had actually traveled by boat to make it to those islands, it's really a stunning history to me. So I like the fact that they're sort of paying tribute of, yes, getting on the boat, knowing how the tides work, knowing the winds, knowing how to say, knowing the ocean, I guess. But in all fairness, she does have the ocean on her side. Like I said, for some reason, the water is on her side.
It's chosen her.
Even when Maui, basically, to get off the island, he says, oh, here's a boat. And it's Moana's boat. He thinks it's his. But she's saying, no, it's mine. So they're on the boat together. And he keeps trying to throw her off the boat, get rid of her. And the ocean keeps bringing her back.
She's a chosen one.
Her and, oddly enough, her only companion, which is this chicken called Hey, right?
Hey, what was that? That was funny.
Which was very bizarre. Oddly enough, voiced by an actor by the name of Alan Tudyk, who's very talented. I thought that was his role, was just doing the chicken. But she goes, she has an adventure because at one point even Maui begins to respect her and see what she's doing. And of course, the big thing of returning the stone is, again, like you said, the cliche Disney kind of big, epic. She's going to do this, she's going to do this. And yet it turns out to be, I think, something completely different than what you sort of expect. She's not there to conquer it. She realizes exactly what the stone is and why she returns it. And then, again, fortunately, everything is resolved because of that, including Maui, because his big thing is like he didn't want to lose his hook because that allowed him to transform his magic power. And of course, while trying to battle this, he loses hook. He says, "No, it's all over. He's gone." So, but she says no. She again in that plucky Disney thing that I happen to like. No, this is what I have to do, and it's not for her. She's really thinking of her family and the people in her village, because she also knows she was also being groomed by her father. Oh, you're royalty now, so this is what you're going to be responsible for. And so, in a way, she realized this is the ultimate responsibility she has to her people. So, again, like you said, I think you said you found it touching. I didn't find it really touching, but in a way, I understand that because it is very much, I mean, the ending is very similar to Whale Rider.
In fact, I was gonna say this movie to me, because it was one of my all-time favorite movies, which give a 10 is World Rider. World Rider to me was World Rider with singing,
Right.
but just that concept of nature
And that's why it was funny for me, because it was the music that I sort of like didn't attach to, yet it had, I think, the typical Disney kind of songs. What is the one song that she sings, like I Believe in Me or something like that? Do you know?
Oh, right,
the one she's singing on the sea, right?
Yes. Yeah.
And it's like, okay, yeah, that's like hearing Muriel from Little Mermaid saying, I want to be free.
But
you know those kind of songs. I wish I could tell them because I really don't know.
But if you watch, the movies on Disney, and if you have Disney, they have little mini documentaries of the movie, and one of them is the whole music behind the movie.
Oh yes.
And they have, and they really go into how they went to different islands, Samoa, New Zealand.
No,
and how they came up with the music.
And see, that's what I like, because again, if I'm not mistaken, I'm trying to figure out the guy who is, I think he's from New Zealand, who wrote his sort of songs and the lyrics, because you will hear songs in that are not in English.
Yes.
That was written by this one gentleman, whose name I was trying to look up, because I thought, oh, that was really important, because you can tell sort of the Lin Miranda ones,
It's
because
Temuera Morrison. He's
no, that's the cast.
Okay.
He played her father.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's Jermaine Clemens also wrote music for it.
Right,
too.
he plays a great character.
He plays the
I
crab,
like that.
the crab character.
He was a very good character. To which, again, if you watch it past the credits, you'll see a little scene with him that I sort of appreciated. Yeah. Gee, I wish I had written it down.
But we saw the little
With the music. Oh yeah, here we go. See, it says the music by. It says Mark Messina, who was the score and songs, right?
Yes.
Lin Manuel Miranda was songs, but this Opetaia Foa'i, he sort of wrote a lot of lyrics to the songs. But that's the thing, is that, see, even when you hear it in a foreign language, you might not understand it, but it's like, that's island music. You know it immediately, right? And it still fits. So you're right. I think the songs were not as memorable to me as they were for you, but I think they were really good songs that adapted to it, because I like Disney movies, but I must admit I've always been more partial to the Pixar movies. But Ron Clements, I think, is one of the directors of this movie. He's the one who did like The Little Mermaid.
I was going to say the amount of people doing
also,
just the credits, like director.
The vampire thing, the vampire movie.
Oh, sure. What's
Things We Do in the Dark?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. What We Do in the Shadows.
Right. He was the crab.
Oh, he was the crab.
Yeah. Well, and
he was blood.
That's why I was surprised, because Taika Waititi, right?
Yes.
The guy who directed and was in it as well, right?
Yes.
He was the one who came up with the story, apparently.
Yes, he did.
So that's why I thought, okay. So they, like you said, I really appreciate that they really drew into the Polynesian culture.
Yeah.
I mean, so that's why I could actually watch this and sort of enjoy it, knowing that literally some of the humor. Okay, if you don't know island people, you're not going to get the humor at all. I mean, that was really meant, which is what I think Disney does best. They aim jokes, and they're going to say, oh, we're going to hit this crowd. But they will hit jokes that only adults will get, but they still hit jokes that kids will get. So it's like they know how to make it entertaining. Exactly.
And also it's funny how they...
Because you're going to have the parents going with the
But
children.
it was funny that in the
let's
credits...
keep them entertained, right?
Yeah. In the credits, you always have the main characters in the credits, but they added Palomalo, which is the NFL player from the Pittsburgh Steelers. He's
but he does have amazing hair.
He might be Samoan, but he had a role in the movie. He's a villager, but this guy has hair like me on steroids.
Oh.
That was funny. That they really make sure that everything involved with this movie was.
Or even like you had mentioned earlier, like you didn't know Nicole Scherzinger.
Yes, I had no idea.
And then I said, oh yeah, she was Miss Hawaii. I mean, she literally is a part of Hawaii culture. So the fact that she was in it, it's like, oh, but she's, part of the Pussycat Dolls.
Yeah, something like that, yeah. So I thought they really made sure
You can be
people.
both.
They really made sure that people who represented that were involved in the movie.
Yeah.
That was which was
And there was one other person who doesn't have the Hawaiian name, but Rachel House. She's the one who voiced the grandmother.
Oh,
and
sure,
that,
okay.
and that's sort of an important character, just so you know,
Yes.
because what I like about her character, she's the one who puts Moana on her course, but she also shows up again in that weird Jedi kind of way of basically encouraging her, telling her, you know what you have to do what you can. She even tells her, it doesn't matter if you fail or do it, but you have to do
But
what your mission is.
she's almost like a,
so
to
she
me,
encourages her.
to me, she's the Yoda of the movie.
Exactly.
Because she's got the tattoo of the Banta Ray or the Stingray, and she plays with the Stingrays. And
But
she goes,
also, she's very light, and
But
what
she-
I mean by that is she's very up and
yeah,
positive.
but
Right.
she's the
Right.
mystical part of it.
Yes.
I'm gonna
Yes,
come back as a
exactly.
Stingray. She's Yoda. She's the
Yeah,
mystical
but
part
you
of
know how
it.
sometimes that makes that like dark and
Yeah.
mystical. She was
No,
very
up
and I
mystical.
really like
In
that
fact, I
about
think
her.
she helped Moana
Yeah.
All right.
do her things because she had her behind her too.
No, exactly. And see, that's why I was saying, especially with the character, because she's the one who, like I said, Moana's parents are really trying to set her as like, you're royalty, you're going to inherit this is what you need to do. The grandmother's explaining like the history, because she's the
Yes.
one who actually opens up and tells them the story of Maui, for
Yes.
example,
Yeah.
and the Tafiti story.
And her father
And the
everything,
children,
yeah.
but the father's constantly, no, you don't listen to the stories. You have to go learn this. So she is keeping up, I think, well, like I said, that culture that's there, that's
Yeah.
rich,
Right.
and that's what they keep going back to, and that's what I sort of really appreciated.
I thought they probably kept that. Not that I'm Hawaiian, but I think they probably based that on something probably in the culture. Because-
It's sort of funny. I actually, because I never knew Maui was a god, for example. That's like, I knew Maui was a person or of some sort, and sort of like, I guess, a prankster of some sort.
demigod.
Well, okay, there you go.
Yeah,
Because-
it makes sense. A prankster. Yeah.
But right, exactly, and which again comes through because again, The Rock is the perfect guy because of his charisma, his sense of humor, and another thing that I like, for example, especially with the animation, is that Maui, like a lot of Polynesian people, are tattooed, but his tattoos actually reflect his
Emotion,
conquests and all his battles and everything.
But they move.
also, but like you said, also his conscience.
His emotional state,
because
yeah.
there are some times where the tattoo wants him to go with Moana,
Yeah,
and he keeps looking and saying, "No, I'm not going with her," kind of thing. So they did add a lot of fun stuff, but I did appreciate literally the animation as well, because you're right, even visually, there's some really fun stuff that they did. with
Well,
it.
to me, anything that's around Caribbean or
Pacific,
tropical ocean, I'm there. I mean, like, it doesn't even matter. It's like I just love that environment. I feel like Moana. I'm also called to the sea. I really got that. It's like, because she was like a baby and she was like crawling to I really get that. So yeah, I totally like the movie. I thought it was very positive, and I thought it was a really positive movie for both girls and boys. I mean, she was a very positive. She was a very positive character, and Maui was adorable. He was adorable. I just loved that character. So funny. So
Yeah,
male.
no, I
yeah.
agree. I thoroughly agree.
With all the warts, like very
Or
male.
he grabs the chicken. You want my autograph? Sure.
Okay, so we're gonna rate it. I'm giving it a 10.
Oh,
yeah,
wow.
I'm giving it a 10 too for animated films.
I give that an 8. Yeah.
Oh my God, 2 8s in a row. Ding, 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 ding,
Well, I
ding,
gotta support my Pacific Islanders.
Yes, you do.
So what's going to be coming up?
Okay, so that ends this episode of
We'll
What
be back.
the Flicks.
Yes.
This
No,
ends-
that's not that's movie. No, it's for
No.
more. No,
yes.
that was it.
Yeah.
That's it. That's 4 movies.
Okay,
Party's over.
that was fast. Okay.
Okay, you can listen to the audio of this podcast on Spotify, SoundCloud, iTunes, Spreaker, and Amazon Music. Look for What the Flicks podcast. Oh, you need to subscribe and like us And that should do it. That would be good.
Oh, leave a comment if you
Leave
have.
a comment.
For example, if
Rate us on Apple.
let me know about Quiet Place 2, because like I said, we were discussing about how many children. I claim she lost her husband and children in the first movie without seeing it.
And I think she didn't.
But
you know, I'm not
they
sure.
that's what they said. They said, we don't know if it's her son or not. So.
Since I can barely remember it.
Exactly.
Okay, so you can watch this video on YouTube. Look for What the Flicks. You can also watch all of our videos on YouTube. You can send your comments and suggestions at, don't mind my voice, it's going, at whattheflickspodcast@gmail.com. And we will definitely, I have 2 movies we have to watch that have been
Recommended?
recommended.
Oh, really?
Okay.
Oh, wait, which 2? I'm
Well,
curious.
hold on, I can't tell you. It's because it's secret.
Oh, for next one again.
And finally-
You never know. They might say, "Hey, I want to watch it."
Again, remember to subscribe to us and like us. Until next time.
Alrighty. Bye bye.
Bye-bye.
Thank you.